Hello, so this is Tuesday, March the 2nd. So we had our monthly close and the weekly close on the same day. And so this is the monthly chart. Basically, we came to test the trend line that started from this week on the 20K to this week here. And on the weekly, we came to test this support. This is the euro chart. I will put it on dollars, but it will be the same. The internet is a bit slow. Anyway, until there, maybe I didn't touch, we are in a resistance now, here on the monthly chart, but this line is more connected with the weekly. And the blowout top or the top on the monthly, it's these tops. So don't forget that, but we can face some resistance until there, we don't know. So for now we are above this trend line and we are going up on the monthly. Remember I did this on the previous video. This is important for when the bear market starts. We don't know when, but remember this trend line that we had this top and we got the confirmation to go up here. If we now use this week here and we move it up like this, so we have 1 point, 2 points, and this area wasn't tested. And then this is euro chart. This point with this point, we have this area. For the third point, it wasn't tested. This will be July 21. It's not a prediction, but just to know that this area, these are areas of entries to buy. This is an area of an entry to buy when we start the bear market or big volatility sometime in the future. Just have this in mind. These lines here, plus 1 point, 2 points, and we have this trend line. This is for the long-term bearish case, for the basis of Bitcoin at the moment, and the supports, the long-term supports. So it's all these lines, take this in consideration. This one before was already tested, so I'm just putting this new one because it matters more at the moment, or in the future. On the monthly, sorry, I have this point with this week. It's making this trend line, and now we are going up. This will act as resistance. So if on the monthly we do a lower high here and we don't manage to close above here, we can have a fake out and we come down. So let's see where we are. We are facing now kind of resistance in this trend line, and we are still above support on that trend line. Of course, we are overbought and extremely overbought, but we still can go higher. Other targets, if we keep on going higher, are these trend lines that come from here. Okay, so now going to the weekly. So basically we confirm that trend line. This is the area. Now we are trying to go up. Resistance, it's basically this candle close here. This one, the top of this one with the bottom of this one, is making resistance. If we start to close above, maybe next week we go higher, or maybe this week if we start managing to close above this area, we have this resistance, these are targets, and if we make the breakout from the previous top, we can keep on going higher. Okay, so that's the bullish case. If we find acceptance above this area support, we also have the week here of this candle also making support, so we can go higher, we can do a higher low here and try to push higher. This is the bullish case. Here we are here in this trend line, we are still below, trying to close above to try to push higher. Remember here we can also do this. This is the weekly. Remember we closed with a bearish engulfing candle, which is really bearish. So, and the market is quite bullish. So remember we have signs that that the market, this is a big sell, although it's on top of a support, but let's see if this holds. So it's area by area. If this doesn't hold, remember, we have the 12 moving average here, the 21, and this area that wasn't tested. This is what I've been saying for a while. It's a matter of patience, and we need, if the price comes to these areas on the weekly basis, the candle close needs to close above the moving averages, this one or this one. So remember that. For now, all the market is bullish. We are trying to push higher, but remember this is a bearish engulfing. So just take that in mind. So that's the options you have. This triangle was already done, but if we take, not this one is already done. Wait, sorry. Okay, so we have this triangle here. So, sorry. Trying to reach the other line. Okay. We can move that trend line here. And with that point, with this wick here, we create the area below. Remember, there's a big liquidity pool here. Remember, this 12 moving average is going up. So this will create a support here. And just take that in mind as well. Also, this is just considerations. We don't know what we can do. And we can do something like this. That point on the weekly, with that bottom, we can do the third line somewhere in the future on this trend line. So this is quite important, and I think it will play out, but it's just level by level. We don't know. So I'm just putting a different color. Let me see, like lighter color like this. So just remember, we have this area plus this area to below. Remember, this is a bearish engulfing, and if we come here, we can have a big bounce, and everyone still keeps bullish. So, and everyone is bullish now. So the price is going up at the moment, and just take that in mind. This is all areas of resistance. See, we are closing above all the moving average. We have 1 hour for the daily to close. So when we close, maybe we have wicks coming to the 21 here and the 12. These are all areas to buy until here. This area, and the stop loss will be below or this area or this wick. Remember that if this is a fake out, we can still try to go higher here, but maybe next week we might come down. It's just possibilities, and we have other areas to buy below, like in here or even here, all these areas. This is the euro chart, but will be the same. For now, we had the breakout of this descending triangle, which is a bullish pattern, and then we had the breakout, but now we need to have continuation to push higher. These are areas of resistance. Of course, it's this candle close with that wick and this area. So basically, all this area here, it will be resistance. If we start to close above, maybe we go to all-time highs. If we don't, we will come down, and those are the areas I see as support. Okay? So 4 hours at the moment. So we are trying to hold. This is the areas to buy. Remember when we close the day in 1 hour. So we are facing here resistance, as we can see. When we close, we are not passing this moving average. For now, maybe we close the day maybe here or even higher, but remember, we might come down to test this 21, this area, all these areas. Here will be all this box in green, it's an area to buy. Remember, the stop loss will be below. Everyone manage their risk as they want. Remember, we can go even higher here, and then we can come down and get all this liquidity pool and come down to these areas. Okay, or not. Maybe we don't come down and we keep on pushing higher. So that's why you need to see what the chart is telling you. For now, it's a buy, but take all the weekly consideration of the bearish engulfing, and this is just a pattern playing out to give profits, maybe until here or here, and then reassess to see if we close above here, it's to a follow up for continuation. If we don't manage to close above here the week, or above here we don't manage to pass and we see big rejections on this area it's to buy above the when we close above this moving average, as I said. So this is the area, and also there will be an area here also for a possible bounce. Remember this trend line, this is Coinbase Euro chart. Remember this top with that week, also making a trend line. Okay, so just to take in consideration, this is a bearish engulfing, and yeah. Okay, so the two options you have are done. Think about it, just act. For now it's still bullish. Remember we had a bearish close, and on the monthly we are still above this trend line, so your stop loss will be below. If you don't want to use stop loss, you can buy a little bit here and then over here and other areas, but it's always better to use a stop loss for the area you are. Okay, when we start the bear market, which might happen maybe not now, but maybe in a few months, we don't know yet or not. Remember this trend line now without those weeks, but with that week, remember this resistance. We can also do another resistance, but it's already done. So no need to do this, you can do it your own. Remember this is Coinbase, you can do it also with that top here, but I'll leave like how it was. So okay, so I think the two options, remember area by area, when we start closing on the monthly basis below this trend line, remember we will come down, and then let's see if we have enough strength. If we do another lower high here, we will come down big time and then reassess if we come down here, 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 or even lower here. All the options with Bitcoin are valid. Remember, when we start going down, we can come down big time. So this is the first trend. If we lose this trend line, we can even go down to lower areas, but at the moment with all this up, remember, this is the main trend line that is holding the price now on this structure. This is the area for a bounce. This one is the area for a bounce, but we can always have wicks below.